Okay, welcome. Welcome, Shams.
Thank you, Kate. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to have you. Shams is my mentor and he is joining us for answering a lot of these videos. Did you want to share a little bit about what you do?
Yes, I'm an intuitive mentor, and my work is in support of your healing journey, to help you navigate through all of the shadows and patterns and beliefs that interfere with you living your most brilliant life.
And my name's Kate and I'm an infidelity recovery coach. In my community, we also have Shams as well, so we're working together in supporting people through affair relationships. And today we're going to be answering a question. We're answering many of your questions, but the first question that we're going to go to is, I'll just read it out to you. Hi Kate, I've been in an affair for 21 years. I'm 45 now and I feel like I've given up on the best years of my life for him. When I wanted to go to college, he encouraged me into not going so we would have more time together when he was free. I feel sad I never got to get an education for myself. Now I'm financially dependent on him with no education, no friends, and no job. I always dreamed of having a family, but it feels like that dream is gone. The road out of this seems nothing but painful. I've lost hope. Some days I don't know how to keep going. Is it even possible to rebuild a life from here and be happy with it?
I think the crux is in that final question. Is it even possible? And of course it's possible. But first of all, I am so sorry for this experience that you have had. I can imagine that there wasn't even a lot of forethought in it. You found yourself in this relationship, and then with each passing day, week, month, and year, you just continued to be in that relationship. I can also imagine that you probably anticipated, hoped, and held out hope for things changing so that you would have the kind of fulfilling, rewarding relationship that you deserve to have. And time may have just continued to pass without that coming to realization. Do you find that that is common?
Yeah, like when we're in these situations, I've been in an affair for 7 years, and you think about time and think, how could I possibly have lost such a significant amount of my time? And the reality is right now you're like really just in the like dealing with what's right in front of you, and every day there is just so many emotions that you're having to deal with, that time creeps up, and then immediately suddenly it's 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the track. For this, what makes it so hard to leave is like the situation that you're in. If you stay, you're gonna lose yourself. If you've already lost yourself, but just feel completely lost in life, unhappy, unfulfilled, you know staying is not gonna work. And then at the same time, if you leave, it just feels so painful. And so it feels like any choice, A or B, is going to be painful. And you can think of all these other choices, but in reality, at the end of the day, this is what you're faced with.
Yeah, and I would add to that, it's uniquely painful for you because you're in a situation that isn't easy to share with others. It must feel very alone. It must feel very distressing to not even be able to lean upon others for support and guidance and comfort. And so good for you, first of all, for reaching out and for understanding that everyone deserves to be happy and free. The path forward has to be a path of a real self-love, of really focusing on you, focusing on your needs, not perceiving yourself from the perspective of, oh, what a wasted life. And now at this age, what chance do I have to make anything of myself? It doesn't serve to be looking over your shoulder and examining all of the lost opportunities, nor does it help for you to label yourself with flaws and deficiencies and incapacities. This never serves, and actually it probably is very far from the truth. The path forward is a path of tremendous self-compassion, but also self-awareness. And it's a path of learning to feel ever more strong and understand what the dynamics are that have been at play, that have caused you to become so entangled in this and to lose the time that you have lost in your life. But not to lose hope, not to feel as if this is my age and now I am contemplating having to start over again without the kind of resources, even if they're educational resources, that I would expect to have when starting over in life. I can tell you through my own personal life experience, as well as the countless number of individuals that I have worked with before, people are constantly starting over. There are challenges that come at you in life that sometimes they are related to career or finances or relationships or emotions or health. There are countless experiences that happen in life that cause you to have to, on some level, start over. And you're not alone in this part of your journey. The world goes through this, more people than you know, and more people struggle to figure out how to do this. And so have faith, have hope, begin to believe in yourself, be willing to examine the emotions that are contained within you that would probably be very easy for you to deny or ignore or suppress, but to begin to reestablish that profound relationship with yourself and see what is it in you that lends to a feeling of disempowerment when you really could be experiencing a very different way of being in this world. You've been through this as well in your life.
Yeah, I like the idea of kind of embarking on this journey. You know, something has got to change. It's not working. What's happening is not working, and something has got to change. And yet the change that has to happen feels so overwhelming. And what I would say is, what it feels like is you've got a big mountain to climb, and it just feels like that's unachievable. It's too big. I will be alone in that. And the easiest way to find a lot more comfort in this journey is to make sure that you're not doing it alone. To over the years, over 21 years, you would have lost yourself, lost your strength, lost your ability to act for yourself. And so without that, when you have other people in your life that can support you in a compassionate, loving way, that can really see what deep down you truly crave, then you can go at this with a strength that right now you don't feel like you have. And you do have strength, but you also need a support to be able to shine a light on that strength.
Absolutely. And be mindful of the negative self-talk. My sense is this is very present with you, and it's very self-defeating, and it does not serve. And you might be surprised to hear that a lot of these thoughts that you have about yourself are actually not an objective truth. But be mindful of this. Many people who are struggling through life in this way, faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles or situations that they don't even know, how do I get out of this situation? How do I... that can very easily turn into self-destructive tendencies, thoughts, attitudes towards self, and you even begin to form a belief about who you are that is unhealthy and untrue. And so when I say be mindful of that, one very simple practice that you could undertake is to just catch yourself when you find yourself berating yourself, diminishing yourself, labeling yourself in any way that is uncomplimentary. And stop it. Stop it in that moment. Take deep breaths and and hear these words in your own mind, that you are a beautiful soul that has come forward into this world to live a life. And you happen to be living a very painful experience, and this painful experience has persisted a long time. But that experience does not define you. The true you is still that innocent soul that has come into this world to experience life. And that opportunity to experience that life never leaves you.
Yeah. With this self-judgment, one of the really challenging things is when choosing for yourself, seeing your married affair partner have an emotional reaction to you taking those forward steps. And when I say forward steps, not even necessarily leaving, but saying, I want to get a job, and just seeing the reaction on them, which is one of not being happy with that idea, feeling upset about that idea, feeling not agreeing with it, and then feeling wrong in choosing for yourself.
Yeah, and that again comes back to patterns that are often formed very early in life.
Yeah.
Where we are living almost to meet the expectations of others. Unfortunately, most of the world operates in this way. Our parents have very high expectations of us. And there is this inherent conflict that occurs when we are attempting to satisfy them, to meet their approval, which in essence also gives us that feeling of safety and love that we need from our parents. Everyone needs that. So there's that inherent conflict that then begins to arise when we are acting for the sake of others in order to receive the love that we have an inherent need for. Mm. And that pattern then emerges as we mature into adulthood by way of needing to satisfy our relationship partners in ways that don't necessarily fulfill us. And when we satisfy them, when we are at times even vigilant or hyper-vigilant to their needs and their moods and their responses and their reactions, we fall into the pattern of responding to their wishes before we even consider ours. And that leads to such a separation from ourselves. And so many people are living in this world separated from themselves, not even knowing what they want or need or feel. And then when emotions arise within them, there is a feeling of shame or guilt. It feels almost as if you are betraying your loved one for having feelings that are contrary to what they want.
Yeah.
And this is something that we need to disentangle from, because this is not a healthy way of being in this world. When you are truly in a healed and healthy state, emotionally, spiritually, socially, then you don't impose your needs upon another. You are fulfilled in and of yourself, and you will seek out relationships that are naturally harmonious. But you have no need to impose that need upon another. And this is why it is because of these very subtle childhood experiences that our entire understanding of what forms a healthy relationship dynamic becomes distorted.
Yeah. One of the things you could ask yourself is, am I doing this for me in each little moment? Am I doing this for me, or am I doing it for him? Or am I doing it for me, or am I doing it for them? Whoever it is in your life, and come back to continue doing it for yourself. Because this is kind of the fork in the road where you went from fulfillment and being everything that you desire to be, and feeling lost and like you're not yourself and you've come apart from yourself, is because you haven't been choosing for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things I used to say quite often actually to clients was, be selfish.
Yeah.
And that is so contrary to the way we've been taught to be in this world. We've been taught to be selfless. And there are people who are very good at being selfish, and it can be very destructive to others and to society. And it's not that form of selfishness that I'm speaking of. Exactly. It's not taking to the detriment of others.
Yeah.
It is filling your needs first, and ensuring that it's this, what is this ancient saying, my cup runneth over. It's this idea of you must fill your cup first. If you fill your cup first, and then that which overflows from it is that which you're able to share with others. But if you're constantly depleted and giving to others first, your emptiness becomes very, very real and pronounced. And then we end up making choices. You would end up making choices in life that would never be rewarding ultimately. It would never be fulfilling. And so reestablish this relationship of trust with yourself, of love with yourself, of care with yourself. And the other thing that will begin to happen as a result of that is, through that strengthened relationship, you will actually feel and see more than you give yourself credit for today. You will have much greater clarity about what is really going on in your life, what you are seeing versus what you are hearing and automatically accepting. It's important for you to practice more discernment in life. And that requires a sense of empowerment. And that empowerment comes from this practice of giving to yourself first, what I like to refer to as self-love or self-care, self-attention.
Yeah. The mountain feels so big at the moment, and if you can just focus on those things of giving to yourself first in every single little moment, you'll step towards your fulfillment and a way out, as opposed to feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to even step through this.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. I truly believe that. I believe that we are all here on a journey of finding ourselves through our experiences in life and through the choices that we then make. And the greatest of choices, I would say, for you is to hold yourself as a worthy being, as someone who is worthy of having happiness and fulfillment and love and a meaningful, deep, and completely fulfilling relationship. And that from that place, all of that goodness spills out into all of the different areas of your life as well. You become, in essence, a lamp that has no dust on its shade, and your light is able to be seen and shined brilliantly into this world. That's who you deserve to be. And life can feel this way. Age, let go of this notion of age. Let go of it. I'm a lot older than many conceive of me to be. But in my mind, I am ageless. I am young. I am full of vibrancy and love and life. And I want to share this experience with everyone. And I want everyone to be able to share this experience with me as well. And see yourself in that way. We have these ideas that we've lost and we're defeated and we've missed opportunities and now it's too late. Don't buy into that message. Don't.
If you are seeking a way through this, Shams and I both offer private mentorships, as well as if you want to join in the community, we have group calls with Shams and myself each week. For women that feel afraid of hopping on these group calls or just even exposing themselves in a public kind of setting, do you have anything you want to offer there?
Yeah, I believe, the first man to be invited into your circles.
Yeah.
It is the most incredible experience to see the level of safety you've created within that. It literally is a cocoon of safety. And so that would be my first response, is to understand that Kate holds your safety and your security, and she holds that as her highest priority, and she executes that incredibly well. And so there is no risk of feeling unsafe, of having your story compromised. But also within that community, she's very mindful of ensuring that everyone holds that same level of intention and concern and care for each other. So even the participants are equally respectful. I will say that is probably an important part that you really need to understand about what this woman here has created. She's done it with the highest of intentions and has done it extraordinarily well. The second thing is, my message to you, if you're feeling concerned, is it's okay to honor that concern, but not to the point where you are struggling to navigate through the darkness alone. The objective of the work that Kate does, the objective of the work that we're doing together is to help you shine a light into your life so that you can see more clearly and navigate your way forward with strength and confidence. Sometimes it's, because of what you're suffering through and individuals like you are suffering through, it can feel very dark and very alone. So be willing to come out. That, of course, can feel a little frightening, but be willing to take those first steps. And you might be pleasantly surprised by how meaningful that can be for you.
Beautiful.